Lazio are current leaders over in the Europa League with Spurs, Lyon and Steaua Bucharest right up there in the mixer. That's right. Who will make it 3 wins out of 3? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with a prediction video today. It's all about match number 3 in this year's Europa League, of course, and we'll get to it in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button. You want to stop shop for Europa League, Blackburn Rovers, World Football. We're going to all here under one rooski. That's right. Anderlecht are also up there. I completely missed them. There's 5-way lead at the top of the table over in the Europa League, with, of course, all 5 of them looking to make it 3 wins out of 3. Can that happen? We'll take a little look in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, big shout out to the members. That's right. Also part of my forever growing family. I do appreciate the loving over there. But now let's return the clocks back. Last time, review those picks, and then we'll kick on forward to the third round of games. Alrighty then, here we go. Recapping the result. Renos, of course. As you see, Slavia Prague picking up a draw against Ajax. Lazio with a big 4-1 win over Nice, which wasn't very nice, was it? Meanwhile, Maccabi Tel Aviv with a loss against Midtjylland of the Denmarks. Ferencvárosi did lose to Spurs 2-1 on the road. Sociedad, what are they doing? Losing to Anderlecht 2-1 there at home. Olympiacos 3-0 impressive winners over Braga. Qarabağ losing to Malmo at home as well. Goodness gracious me. Hoffenheim did the biz over Dinamo Kiev, 2-0 win in the end. RFS picking up a cheeky 2-2 draw against Galatasaray. Didn't see that one coming. Rangers were shit at home, losing to Lyon. Meanwhile, Porto Man United was a draw. I did go 2-2, but it was a 3-3 thriller. And a great game it was. PAOK losing to Steaua Bucharest at home. St. Gilloise and Bodø Glimt drawing 0-0. Plzeň and Ludogorets drew in the same 0-0, and I went close on that one. Plzeň losing to Frankfurt at home. Twente getting a draw against Fenerbahce. Elfsborg beating Roma. Who'd have saw that one? And Bilbao and AZ Alkmaar losing on the road. This is the current state of play there then, after we've seen a couple of games, of course, explored what's on offer in the Europa League. And as you see it, 25th place Real Sociedad and down all the way to Besiktas. These guys are on their way out of the competition as we speak. There's still a lot of games to be played, but right now, if it was to end today, all these boys will be out. There'll be heavy hitters out. There'll be Real Sociedad, Nice, Roma, Besiktas, all out of the competition and thus far. However, that's not the case. Got plenty more games left. And then we move forward into the middle of the pack here. Now, these guys, whether you're Man United, whether you're Rangers, whether you're Fenerbahce, or whether you're Slavia Prague, you will be in the playoffs if it was to end right now, between 9th and 24th. Porto squeaking on in there. But you don't want to be there. You want to be in the top 8. That's where the promised land is. These guys will be waiting in the official first round knockouts upon the conclusion of this league phase and playoffs. So Lazio, Spurs, Anderlecht, Galatasaray. Right now, they're waiting. But by the end of this match day, they might not be here. There might be all change at the top. So let's explore what's ahead in match day number 3. Before all that, of course, we do have a prediction league, and this is the state of play at the moment. Did I actually predict this week? I did. So this is, of course, match day number 2, and as you see, Tapol up there with 17 points this past week. He tops the charts currently at the moment. Stuttgart up there with 16. Dashbachshunds, who, of course, a big mover as well, 15.5. And then the chasing pack. Me got 9.5, which is pretty shitty, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's a small leaderboard, it's a small race, but there's lots to be had here. So currently, it is Tapol, currently tops the charts, remaining up there, it looks like, with the Bachshunds coming up there 5 spots to number 2. I am all the way down into 7th right now, but we need to change that up in this next round of games. If you want to get involved, here is the linkerino for the Europa League Prediction League. It is 100% free, so get in amongst it, get predicting, and see if you can outdo me, the king of picks. All right then, folks, here we go. At the top of the graphic, we're going to go with Braga up against Bodø Glimt in the second round, or the next round of games. Braga, currently managed by Carlos Carvajal, against Bodø Glimt, of course, of Norway. That's right. Am I heading the right place? We're heading to the Municipal Market Braga, of course, who come in actually 50% form for them right now. What a mess. 50% form for them right now. Back-to-back defeats for Braga, which, of course, included Olympiacos' loss last time around over in this Europa League. But they, again, couldn't get back to winning ways with a 2-1 loss against Porto. Standing in the way this time around is Bodø Glimt. Of course, just one defeat in the last 6, 75% form for them, coming at you in all competitions and all venues. That includes a 0-0 draw against St. Louis last time. They'll be taking on Tromsø this coming weekend before locking horns to Braga on this one. Difficult place to go, difficult game to call on this one. Opening match of match number 3. Going to go with a win though for Braga. 2-1 win over in Portugal to give themselves a big old boost and climb the table. So on over to Turkey now as Galatasaray take on IF Elfsborg. That's right, Avlaswed. Galatasaray under Okan Buric currently find themselves 8th. 4 points to the name. Up against Elfsborg under Oscar Højmark, 16th with 3 points to the name. They have never played each other according to my eyes, but Galatasaray look pretty good to boot right now. Unbeaten in the last 6 matches, sitting in 8th with 4 points to the name. Against Elfsborg, 16th with 3 points to the name. Now, coming at you, Elfsborg on the back of a 4-1 loss to Sirius. That was over in the domestic top flight there. Galatasaray with a 1-0 win over Alanyaspor on this one. They are locking horns against other opposition prior to this game. I am recording this a little bit early. With Galatasaray taking on Alanyaspor, where they're expected to win that game, and Elfsborg taking on Hakan Gothenburg over at their own venue. And again, expected to win that as well. Galatasaray are one of the dark horses for this competition. They might not be perfect just yet, but a win here will see them rise, I think, closer to the top and give themselves a bit of breathing space between themselves and the chasing pack. 3-0 winners over in Turkey, in my eyes. Head on over to Turkey now. Stadio Olimpico, the venue, as Roma take on Dinamo Kiev. That's right, coming out on the 24th of October. Of course, Roma under Ivan Juric under a bit of pressure right now with his job. It might not be as secure as he'd hoped, but currently find themselves 58% form for them coming at you in regards to this match. Dinamo Kiev on the flip side, Alexander Shovkovsky, 58% form for them right now. 2 wins at the last 3. Of course, looking to respond here following on from an opening day defeat against Hoffenheim. That's right, way back on the October the 3rd. Roma did also lose to Elfsborg as well. 1-0 win, a 1-0 loss on that one. And again, these two clubs have played 4 times since 2004. 2 wins apiece, including the last time they played in Roma back in September 2007. Roma coming out on top with a 2-0 win. It's actually been back-to-back wins for Roma, both in Kiev and in Roma. And of course, those games were in the Champions Legos. No odds on this one, but my heart is leaning towards a Roma victory here. 2-0 win. Put all the domestic hoodoos behind them and go again in this Europa competition. Over to Frankfurt now, as Frankfurt take on AFS. That's right, coming to the Deutsche Bank Park. Frankfurt under Dino Topmuller. Up against Rigas with Victor Morius coming at you at their helm. Never played each other, these two sides. Frankfurt, though, looking good. 7th in the table, 4 points to their name. Unbeaten in at least the last 6 games, including a draw against Bayern over in the Bundesliga. Rigas, though, 75% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. Of course, they picked up a win against Daguvas in their respective league as well. Cheeky opening day draw, though. Oh, actually, not an opening day, but match number 2 draw for Rigas against Galatasaray. That, of course, followed on from that 4-1 loss to Steaua Bucharest. Frankfurt on the flip side, sitting in 4th, drawing with Pilsen, beating Besiktas last time around. So they're in good spot at that moment. And this should be a chance for them to extend that points haul and maybe even close in potentially at a top 8 finish. I'm going with a win for Frankfurt here. 3-0 winners over at the Deutsche Bank Park, and that will put them onto 10 points and in a good position as we reach the halfway mark. Is it 6 games? Is it 8 games? We were close to the halfway mark, but a good points haul for Frankfurt thus far. Next up, we head over to Serbia now, over to the Partizan Stadium, that's right, as Maccabi Tel Aviv host my boys, Real Sociedad, one of my boys anyway, Real Sociedad from La Liga. Currently managed by Emmanuel El Ghassil. They're not the best start to the season, have Sociedad, with 42% form for them right now over the last 6, just 1 win in those last 6 games. They are 25th right now with 1 point out of a possible 6. Maccabi Tel Aviv under Zlatko Lazic, 58% form for them right now. They are 32nd in the table, yet to pick up a point. Just 1 win the last 4 matches. That 1 win was in the last match against Netanya in the Israeli top flight. They've of course got action both in the La Liga and in the Israeli top flight there this weekend, which of course could sway things personnel wise. And again, Sociedad should be winning this game. And I don't know what's gone wrong with them domestically. I don't know if they're all firing on all cylinders. But I do believe they'll win this game, 2-1 win, over at the Partizan Arena in Serbia. Head on over to Hungary now as Ferencvárosi take on Nice, which is very, very nice. That's right. This match takes place over at the Grupa Mama Arena. Ferencvárosi managed by Pascal Janssen. Just one defeat, actually just one win in the last 4. They are 31st in the table with 0 points thus far in this competition. Their most recent match was a 3-1 loss to Paxi in their domestic top flight. Meanwhile, Nice, winless in 4 matches there. Just one win in the last 6. They're on 42% form for them at the moment. Frank Hassie at the helm, of course. Their most recent match was a draw, though, against PSG and losing to Lazio, though, in quick succession. Their only point thus far was their draw against Real Sociedad. My boys there. And it wasn't too long ago they got a big 8-0 win over Saint Etienne. They are the draw kings, picking up 3 draws at the last 4. But in perfect honesty, their record is not the greatest or the cleanest at this moment in time. Difficult one as well. This one, I think I'm leaning towards a 2-0 away win. Nice should be very, very nice and should get the 3 points over Ferencvárosi side, who will struggle in this competition. From the Grupa Mama Arena, we're going to go to the Tuba Stadium. That's right, over in Greece. Is PAOK against Viktoria Plzeň coming at you this 24th of October. PAOK, managed by Razan Lucescu of Romania, currently find themselves 42% form for them right now. That's 2 wins over the last 6 matches. They, of course, no points thus far in this Europa League. Up against Viktoria Plzeň, who are 22nd right now, with 2 points out of this Europa League. That's, of course, a couple of draws in quick succession. Now 58% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. That 1 defeat was a 3-0 loss to Slavia Prague in the domestic top flight. They did pick up a 2-0 win over Pardubice in their top flight most recently. PAOK the same with a 2-0 win over Ludogorets in the Greek top flight on this. Difficult one. This one as well, a bit of a coin flip, but I'm going to lean towards the Greek outfit to get all 3 points here with a 1-0 win over at the Tuma Stadium over in Greece. Over to Denmark now as Midtjylland take on St. Louis, coming at you out of Belgium, taking place over at the MCH Arena in Herning. That's Denmark. Midtjylland under Thomas Berg, 67% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They sit 9th, 4 points to the name, up against Union St. Louis, who currently find themselves in 26th with 1 point to the name, of course. They are unbeaten in the last 3, just 1 defeat though in the last 5 matches, with the most recent match being a 1-1 draw against Bruges. Midtjylland losing to Brøndby most recently. That does rhyme. And, of course, got a games up ahead against Sønderjyske in the Danish top flight, with Union St. Louis taking on Ghent, which will be a tricky game, despite the fact that they're playing at home. This match, though, over in Denmark, Midtjylland will be a bit of a force to be reckoned with when they are playing games over at their own turf. And that includes this one. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. Midtjylland taking all 3 points. And, of course, that'll push them to 7. And it's going to be in a good position to make it through to the first round. But still, lots of games to be played. Next up, we're going over to Baku. That's right, Azerbaijan, Qarabağ taking on Ajax. That's right, heavyweights in this competition. Qarabağ, though, Gurban Gubanov in charge for the Azerbaijanis. 67% form for them right now, picking up 4 wins and a couple of defeats the last 6 games, including a win over Sumyanit in their Azerbaijan top flight. Ajax, though, of course, heavyweights, unbeaten in the last 6 matches, 83% form for them over the last 6. They sit 6th, 4 points to the name, and of course looking to add to that this coming match day. Their most recent match prior to this was a 3-1 of Groningen. They will be taking on Hercules Almelo in the Eredivisie before this game. Qarabağ taking on Kapaz in their top flight as well on this one. Ajax, again, superior against a lot of these and should be aiming for that top 8 in this competition. Going to go with a narrow 2-1 win, though, on the road over Qarabağ. Long way to go, difficult place to go, but Ajax should have too much quality in the bank. See you, by the way. We're off to Glasgow. That's right, Rangers up against Steaua Bucharest, or otherwise known as FCSB, who are currently managed by Alias Sharmalos. They currently find themselves 4th in this league, 6 points out of a possible 6. Because Rangers, who are in 17th spot with 3 points to their name. They're coming at you, though, under Philippe Clement, with 5 wins of the last 6 games, 83% form for them right now, with that last defeat being that against Lyon, of course. FCSB on the back of a 3-2 win over Gloria Buatsu. Of course, looking forward to this match. But prior to that, both sides will be in action. FCSB taking on Dinamo Bucharest, expected to win that game. Rangers on the road to Kilmarnock in the Scottish top flight are expected to win that game as well. The bookies on this one, we don't have any, but it is over at Ibrox, and I think Rangers at Ibrox, despite their last match, I think it was over in Ibrox against Lyon, wasn't it? Where they got stuffed by by them. They need to win this game. This is a real tester, a real puzzler, and I'm going towards the blue of Rangers on this one. Be close though. I could see an upset here, but I'm going to back them because that Ibrox faithful should be loud and proud. Next up, we go to Portugal now as FC Porto take on Hoffenheim, probably one of the games of the round, that's right. Porto under Victor Bruno currently find themselves 75% form for them right now. They sit 24th with 1 point to the name. Up against Hoffenheim and Pellegrino Matarazzo currently find themselves 11th, 4 points to the name, of course. But their form book for Hoffenheim is not the greatest. Just one win in the last 6 games. They're on 33% form for them right now. Coming into on the back of a draw against Stuttgart. Porto, though, beating Braga most recently. And, of course, last time in this competition, they picked up that 3-3 thriller against Manchester United. Hoffenheim, in their campaign, unbeaten thus far. Draws against Midtjylland and a win over Dinamo Kiev. Tricky one, this one, though, coming to Portugal is a tricky place to go. Of course, they were a little bit unlucky with Porto against Manchester United. I think they'll get it right this time around. 3-1 win over Hoffenheim to secure all 3 points and push them up the Meanwhile, heading over to the UK, and it is Spurs up against AZ Alkmaar. That's right, Tottenham under Ange Postecoglou, 83% form for them right now on the back of a defeat most recently against Brighton. But of course, they will be taking on West Ham United before this match, of course. Their record in this competition thus far is perfect, 2 wins out of 2, beating the likes of Qarabağ and Ferencvárosi in 2 tricky matches. Thus far. AZ Alkmaar, though, 50% form for them right now, winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6, including losses to Utrecht, Bilbao, and Fortuna Sittard. They find themselves 18th, of course. That was following on from a win against Elfsborg on the opening day of this competition. We don't have any odds on this one, but we are leaning towards Tottenham Hotspur to win this one comfortably on their own turf. Just going with a 2-0 win. That's job done, and on to the next game. And then heading over to Turkey, we go with a right old classic. Fenerbahce up against Manchester United, with Fenerbahce currently at the helm is Jose Mourinho. Up against his old club, and of course Erik ten Hag. They played 4 times since 2004, 2 wins apiece, and we'll talk about that shortly. Fenerbahce, though, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They sit 13th for the table, 4 points to the name, 75% form for them over the last 6. United, 50% form for them right now, 1 loss, 1 and drawn 4. They sit 21st on the table with 2 points out of a possible 6. They, of course, winless in 5 if you want to look at it a different way. Now, these two sides last played over in Turkey. It was a 2-1 win back in November 2016. Goodness gracious me. And whenever they do play in Turkey, Fenerbahce have won. It's been back-to-back wins for them. Fenerbahce, though, on the back of a couple of wins, actually unbeaten streak now in 3 games. Their last loss was against Galatasaray on the 21st of September. Villa, though, were Man United's last opponents, with Man United's last victory being that against Barnsley in the League Cup. No odds on this one, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, it is. And I'm actually leaning towards a draw again on this one. 1-1 in the end. Mourinho will not get the better over Man United, but it could be one of those headache decisions United fans and the hierarchy have to make after this game. And over to the Group of Mama Stadium over in La France as Lyon take on Besiktas out of Turkey. That's right, the Group of Mama Stadium is the venue. Pierre Sage is the coach for Lyon, who are winning 4 in the bounce right now. They sit second with 6 points of a possible 6 up against Besiktas, who are rock bottom, 36 in the table, 0 points thus far, but they're on 50% form for them over the last 6. With 2 wins, 2 defeats, and 2 draws. That's right. They have played 3 times since 2009. 1 win for Lyon, nothing for Besiktas. There's been 2 draws between the 2 sides, but the last match they played in Lyon that was back in the quarter-final of the Europa League back in 2017. It was a 2-1 win for Lyon. And Lyon also on the back of a 2-0 win over Nantes, of course, and they have also got wins against Rangers and Toulouse quite recently. On the flip side, Besiktas on the back of a 1-1 draw against Gaziantep over in the Turkish top flight. Ain't going to win this one, though. I think Lyon are too big and, of course, cruising right now. And this will make it 3 wins on the bounce. And already you think they're 1 step closer to that illustrious top 8 and a space in the knockouts very, very soon. Head over to Sweden now as Malmo under Henrik Rydström take on Olympiacos on Jois Luis Mendelbar. That's right, Malmo, 67% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. They sit 19th with 3 points to the name against Olympiacos, who are 15th with also 3 points to the name. But they're on a 50% bit of form right now. 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6. We are unbeaten in the last 3 are Olympiacos. Now, they have played twice since 2014, 1 win apiece. No draws thus far, with the most recent match in Sweden being October 2014, Malmo coming out on top with a 2-0 win in the Champions Lagos. Malmo, though, on the back of a 1-1 draw against Dinamo over in the Swiss top flight. Panathinaikos and Olympiacos drawing in their most recent match over in the Greek Superliga on this one. Tight one on this one as well. Looking at it, probably leaning towards a draw. Yeah, it does feel like it. I think reverse this game, play in Greece, and the Olympiacos are coming on top. I think Malmo could only hope for a draw here. It's very too close to comfort in my eyes. Meanwhile, over in the Dutchlands, it's FC Twente up against Lazio. That's right. Twente managed by Joseph Oostling. 67% form for them right now. Just one defeat in the last 6. They sit 23rd with back-to-back draws in this competition. Lazio, under Marco Baroni, are top. That's right. Numero uno, with 6 points of a possible 6, and they've won 5 out of the last 6 games. They're on red-hot form, most domestically and in this competition, but they played one time. It was a friendly, and it was a 1-0 win for Lazio back in August 2021. The last matches, though, Lazio picking up a 2-1 win over Empoli. Prior to this, Enschede, a.k.a. Twente, losing to Feyenoord most recently. And again, looking forward, Enschede taking on Warwick in the Eredivisie A, and of course Lazio taking on Juve in a big match over in Serie A, but I expected to lose. But this game over at the Grootfesta, of course, if I have a Dutch team, it will be these guys. I think they'll get something out of this. I'm going for the win. Surprise win. Grootfesta and the Ultras, 2-1 winners over in Enschede. Heading on over to Bilbao, that's right, as Atletico take on Slavia Prague over the San Mamés Stadium. Bilbao under Ernesto Valverde, 67% form for them right now, just one defeat in the last 6. So they sit 11th with 4 points to the name. Slavia Prague, they're all the way up into 9th. 4 points to the name, unbeaten in the last 6 games, 92% form for them right now, coming at you over at the San Mamés, that's right. Bilbao on the back of a 2-1 loss to Girona. Slavia Prague beating their bitter rival Sparta Prague over in the Czech top flight, 2-1 win in their last match pre-international break. They're taking on Jablonec this weekend. Bilbao taking on Espanyol. Both sides are expected to win those games. Both heavily favoured by the bookies. This one, I have no bookies odds on this one, but I am leaning towards a Bilbao victory, unfortunately. Slavia Prague are a force to be reckoned with in this competition. Dark horse, you would even say, but they're going to lose this 2-0 win over in Bilbao this coming match day. And then finally, folks, we head over to Anderlecht as in Belgium as they take on Ludogorets Razgrad at Lotto Park. Anderlecht managed by David Hubert, 67% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 5 matches. They sit 5th, 6 points to the name. Ludogorets Razgrad under Igor Jovic, they sit 28th with just 1 point to the name, but they're on 75% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6, and we'll talk about that in a minute. These two clubs have played twice since 2023, 1 win apiece, with the most recent match being a 3-0 win for Anderlecht way back in February 2023 in the Conference League knockout stages. Anderlecht also on the back of a 3-0 win over Standard Liège, and the last match in this competition was a 2-1 away win against Sociedad. Razgrad, though, picking up back-to-back clean sheets. That's 3 clean sheets on the spin. They are hot to bloody trot right now. But it's going to be a difficult game to play over in Belgium. I think I have Anderlecht winning this one. It's going to be tight. 2-1 winners. Anderlecht taking it to the house. That, my friends, will complete my picks for match number 3 over in the Europa League. Don't forget to get your own in as well. We have a Super Brew. It's wide open and very, very competitive. So make sure you get involved with that. We'll be back for match number 4 very, very soon. So till then, subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later. We're done.